Alright, Electric One Division, General Motors Corporation, Maintenance Instruction 4101, Revision A, Fractional Horsepower Motors, Introduction, Fractional Horsepower Motors, Figure 1, car for the name with instructions, several different applications, include the heat blowers, lubricants of the fuel pump system. The chart included with the chart of the test gives the all appropriate information required to identify overhaul of each of the motor. All motor models feature for the sealed grease pack ball bearings that require no additional lubricating once assembled into the motor. The following maintenance instructions pertain to all models. Dissimilarities between instructions different models will be identified. Maintenance due to the critical duty required of these motors. Inspection should be frequent to ensure the continuous trouble-free operation performance. Inspection intervals specified by the scheduled maintenance program. Inspection following inspection do not require that the motors disassemble the separate set of the internal inspection followed with the disassembly of the motor section. These inspections require the motor disassembled completely. Check the tightness coupling connection between motor and device drives. Okay, so figure 1 shows the typical fractional horsepower motors. 2, check for freedom of rotation. 3, make certain electrical connection motors are clean, tight, and free with the defects. 4, use mega ohm meter. Check for ground armature frame with the reading less than 1 mega ohm. Disassemble the motor. Perform an internal inspection followed with the disassemble the motor section. Overall motor is required. Inspect brushes outlined with a brush and inspection renewal. Cleaning. In addition, with above the inspection thorough with the cleaning of the motor should be included with a routine maintenance operation performed. The following cleaning steps: wipe entire exterior of the motor with a removal of the oil and dirt accumulation. Remove the inspection covers, blow out with the motor interior. Use clean, dry, low pressure air to remove the carbon dust and dirt. No clamp cloth to dampen with a solvent that may be used with the clean motor is extremely dirty. Make certain the solvent does not come into contact with the commutator. Always allow the motor to dry thoroughly before returning it to service. Brush inspection renewal. The brushes are inspected without disassemble the entire motor. With the inspect the brushes, remove the inspection band on the cover of the motor. Inspect for the following: freedom over the movement. The brushes must be free of the movement up and down with the brushes. Hold their slot with the correct with the mining and striking. Chips and cracks. Renew the brushes with the chipped or cracked. Where renew brushes less than 3/4 inch. Renew the brushes. Use the following procedure: remove the inspection cover the bands from the motor. 2, disconnect brush leads, remove the brushes, install new brushes, sand new brushes, replacing a strip of the number double zero grade sandpaper side up to the commutator of the brushes. Rotate the armature with the direction. Normal rotation until the brush conforms with the contour of the commutator. 5, remove carbon dust and dirt with clean, dry, low pressure air. 6, check for the brush spring pro force. Replace spring that does not meet with the minimum brush force listed and serve the data. Note if the brushes squeal during operation, they should be sanded in. Never lubricate with the commutator. Disassemble the motor series. Suggested periodic overhauls outlined in the scheduled maintenance program. Internal inspection motor failures are all required for the motor to be disassembled. Rebuilding the motor. Perform all internal inspection included after this inspection. Disassemble the motor following appropriate procedures below. Use procedure A for models A732, C974, C974, A1, A2, A3, M2, M3, C992, and C994. Use procedure B for motor models A731, A9385, A9385, A1. Alright, procedure A, figure 2, loosen and remove the coupling of the Woodruff key with the 2 with the figure 2 with the remove the armature shaft assembly. Remove the inspection cover 17 from the motor. Disconnect with the brush 19 field and 20 leads with the remove of the brushes. 18, remove the conduity box. 15, conduity box. 16, unthread bolts. 14, remove the thorough bolts. 13, working commutator and remove the end frame. 11, the armature assembly. 5, use care to avoid damaging armature. Alright, 1 is starting air. 1 is your armature shaft, the Woodrow key. 3, spring bearing washer. 4, seal bearings. 5, armature assembly. 6, field coils. 7, motor frame. 8, pole piece. 9, pole piece screw. 10, brush bracket assembly. 11, end frame. 12, brush bracket bolt. 13, thorough bolt, through bolt. 14, thorough nut. 15, where's 15? Or 15, continuity box cover. 16, continuity box. 17, inspection covers. 18, brushes. 19, brush leads. 20, leads. And they're there on the outside here, so this shows the brush leads. Using a rawhide mallet with a similar tool, tap the end frame 11, the armature shaft with 1. Assemble this ring washer 3 with the bearing seal. If you use suitable bearing pellet, pull or remove the bearings 4. And thread bolts 12 to grip the brush bracket. Assembly 10 into the end frame 11. The disconnect lead joints of the field coil 6. Loose remove the pole piece with the screw 9. Remove the field coil 6 pole pieces 8 through 1 over the end of the motor frame 7. Visually inspect all parts aware of the defect. The discard worn ports, bearing, gasket, seal with the ensure the trouble-free operation. Replace the new parts. Perform internal inspection included after the section. Procedure B. Figure 3. Loosen and remove the coupling Woodruff key from the motor shaft. Remove the inspection band. 11. The figure 3 from the motor. Disconnect brush field and leads. Remove the conduity box. Cover the 22 with the conduity box. 23. Unthread bearing cover cap 2 with the screw for the bearing cover 1 and gasket 7 to end frame 6 for the bolt ends. Loosen and remove the bolts nuts 12. Remove the thorough bolts 19. Use the hide mallet similar tool with the tab of the end frame with the armature shaft 8. Unthread bolts 18. Screw the brush for the bracket. Assembly 13 to the end frame 9. All bearing seals 4 were used. 10. Unthread bearing lock nut 17. Remove the bearing lock washer 16 with the both ends of the motor. Alright, use suitable bearing puller, remove the bearings 5, the disconnect lead joins of the field cables 9, field coils 19, loose 13, loosen and remove the pole piece screw 21, remove the field coils 19, pole piece 20, through one end of the motor frame 10, visually inspect all parts of the wear, defect, discard worn parts of bearing, gaskets, and seal with the ensure trouble-free operation, replace with the new parts, perform internal inspection included after the section. Internal inspection and repair armature for the clean, armature for the solvent solution with the UV the blow dried, armature for the clean and low pressure air with the warning to avoid electrical shock. Make no electrical test while the armature is wet, but make certain the armature is thoroughly dried before proceeding. When armature is dry, test for short open circuits, high pot 500 volts for 10 seconds. Replace armature fails above if it fails the above test. Visually inspect the armature of the shaft diameter for abnormal wear condition. Inspect solder condition with the connection between the armature windings of the commutator. Reset with the connection if necessary. 5. Make certain the insulation free with the blisters, flakes, and cracks. 6. Also for the armature should receive the varnish treatment as follows. Preheat armature to 248 to 266 degrees Fahrenheit. Display armature with the clearing bake varnish. C. Surface the data. Be careful not to get the varnish on the commutator. Alright, 1. Show the bearing cover 2 cap screw, 3. Extension plug, 4. Felt seal, 5. Ball bearing, 6. End frame, 7. The gasket, 8. Armature, 9. Throw bolt, 10. Bolt frame, motor frame, 11. Inspection band, 12. Throw bolt, 12. 13. Brush bracket assembly, 14. Brush spring, 15. Brush with the hook, 15. Bearing lock washer, 16. Bearing lock nut brush brackets, 18. 19. Field coil, 20. Pole piece, 21. Pole piece screw, 22. Conduity box cover, 23. Conduity box. And it shows the picture of the A731, A9285, A9285, A1 models. Note, before placing armature in oven and wipe wire and shaft, bake armature in oven set for 320 degrees, 4 hours. Communicator clean slots between communicator bars. If any of the bars leave the rig, the communicator should be scrapped. The strip of the communicator should have a slightly polished appearance. Minor pitting or burn marks can be removed without a piece of the fine sandpaper. Never use emery carbonium. Use shield to keep the copper fitted and fillings from entering the armature windings. If the communicator is badly worn, pitted of the burn machine to obtain with the uniform surface over the data with the repair limits. 4. Check the communicator concentricity with the dial indicator should be surface concentricity within 1,000th of an inch. Total indicator reading undercut mica area between the communicator bars of 312 10,000th of an inch to 300 to 30,000th of an inch wide. Remove all mica fins polished for the communicator surface with the number 00 grade sandpaper clean slides between communicator bars. Remove all sharp edge of the communicator bars. Use the compressed air blow over the debris from the armature windings. Field coils. Clean all dirt, oil, field coils. Make sure the coil lead connections are tight. Renew coils with the insulation charred with the brittle. Step 2A under assembly of the motor with the proper wiring. Check the bridge system of the field coils. See serve the data. Assemble of the motor. Following procedure is to assemble all of the model motors. Apply grease motor for models A731, 9385, 9385A1. Other models double shield the bearings for model A732. With all other models single shield the bearings. Apply 1418, 5 ounce of the Chevron BRB2 grease. Service data in this capacity will surround the shield side of each of the bearing models C974, 974A1, A2, A3, M2, M3. All other metals double sealed with the bearings do not require additional grease application. Reassembling the motor. Assembly the motor. Reversing the disassembly procedure. Observe the following while assembling the motor. For proper coil polarity, reconnect coils as shown in Figure 4. Install with the new bearing. Seal with the bearing washer, expansion rings, and bearings. When installing with the bearing, tap gently on the inner race only to avoid damage of the bearing. Alright, see, when mounting at a brush bracket with a notch for the bracket must be lined up with the notch of the end plate. If the notches cannot be located, the brush must be set for the kick neutral of the brush setting in section of the procedure. No, if either the armature or the end plate has been renewed, the brushes must be set for the kick neutral of the brush setting section procedure. 3. Sand in new brushes, placing the number 00's grade sandpaper side up sand side up with the communicator under the brush. Rotate with the armature direction of the normal rotation until the brush conforms with the contour of the communicator. If the brush is squealed during the operation, they should be sanded in. Never lubricate with the communicator. High pot assemble the motor at 440 volts AC for 1 second. Some older motor and end frames may have tapped holes for the grease fittings permanently sealed for the holes in pipe plugs. Alright, so there's figure note 1 shows lead marks, leave coils coupling end of the motor. Lead mark speed, lead coils, communicator end of the motor. So rotation communicator is counterclockwise, shunt windings, series windings, shunt windings for different model series windings. Inspect the tightness all mounting bolts. Check with the motor shaft very freely. Check for the correct voltage motor. Check with the rotation armature. Rotation should be counterclockwise via the communicator end. Brush setting, kicking neutral. Having reassembled the motor, in some cases it's necessary with the tip of the brush of the respect with the electrical neutral. When necessary, use the following procedure. Check with the shaft of the brush's position. Lift all brushes off of the communicator. Count with the number of the communicator bar of the main field pole. Divide with the number of communicator bar with the number of the main field poles. Locate the center of one bar. Count off the bar equal to the number found in step 2. There will be a span. Mark the center of the last bar in the span. Position the center of the brush. Hold with the center of the first bar with the center of the last bar in the span. Should now be near the other brush. Apply with the current with 6-volt storage battery for the main field with included switch on the field circuit. Use the 15 millivolt center reading voltmeter. Leave with the prods for the meter with the price. The prods in first and last row of the span. Keep with the field with the operating close with the field circuit switch. Note deflection over the meter. If the second reading is greater than the first, over the same with the polarity with the armature, it was rotated to in the wrong direction. If the meter shows the deflection of the opposite polarity, the neutral point has been passed. Follow the above with the pattern rotating the armature until the deflection of the meter is 0 and near the 0 as possible. Hold the armature in position. Rotate with the brush bracket with the center line with the first brush lines up with the first bar center. The second bar center lines up with the other brush center. Work plus or minus 0.4 millimeters or 1/64th of an inch location setting. Recheck should be made with the kick neutral after moving the brush bracket to make of the certain armature did not move. Apply proper voltage motor. Check for the proper rotation. Rotation should be counterclockwise when reviewed the communicator end. Service data specifications, power DC, volts, RPM, brush, new worn, brush length, shunt field, series field, armature, air gap, resistance, ohms at 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and it shows the different horsepower motors. Communicator condemning limits all models outside diameter 2, 21, and 32ths of an inch. Neck width 7/64ths of an inch, and run out total indicator reading 1/1000th of an inch. Material Chevrolet grease Chevron BRB2, 8 pounds varnish modified polyester, 55 gallon thinner, Exoil 1 gallon, 5 gallon, 55 gallon thinner, Rule 66 Chevron 1300. Alternate material Exile will compliance with the pollution control regulations is required. Alright, that was Electric Motor Division, General Motors Corporation Maintenance Instruction Fractional Horsepower Motors, MI 4101.